You had 30, then it goes down to 20. It doesn't, the numbers don't jive
Well,
at all.
you know.
At
let's-
all. I mean,
let's,
it would be one thing if they kind of work together,
But
but
here's
they're so
the-
disjointed.
Here's the thing, we still have to keep our bottom line the same, that we're not fortunate enough to have any surplus money to pull from on our budget, very little left over at the end of the year. So we have to, you know, we can't go over the 1% or whatever it is, you know, this year for the tax cap. So we really have to stay within that number, we're not allowed to go above it.
The village maintenance, I mean, why do all of a sudden have to have a village maintenance? Because in all honesty, the last couple of years, it has seemed to be well cared for in the
Really?
village.
Well, like this,
I'm just wondering how, I don't know, maybe you're less expensive than our last attorney, I'm not really sure, but I'm just not convinced that you can get those numbers down to something like that where there's so much litigation and contention within the village that requires almost constant legal representation.
we're gonna hope for the best.
Hoping, that's what we're running on now, hope, we're
Well,
running the village on.
listen, you know, last year they budgeted 26,000 for an attorney and spent 60, so they didn't hit their numbers neither.
You know, then
Right?
you learn from the past. Excuse me.
So what you're saying is you'll say 18, because it could be anything, just like the garbage contract.
Yeah.
You
Just so
were
there's a
basing
number
your numbers
to
on
that.
last year's.
Can you please introduce your attorney and tell us where he's from and what his credentials are?
His name is Rory Brady, he's from Goshen. I'll let him-
Hey everybody, my name is Rory Brady. I'm part of the Brady Law Firm.
Can you?
Can you repeat your question? This was in the paper, maybe you need this background. I missed
Can you
it.
repeat your question, please?
My question was, with the $10,000 reduction in the building inspector's budget, is there going to be a reduction in the state mandated enforcement and inspections?
No.
For not only new construction, but for existing construction? That
No.
all commercial is mandated to be inspected at least once a year.
Yep.
And there's, with the new code coming into effect, it's going to be a lot more stringent.
And-
Building
and-
inspectors need to be 100% certified. They can't just be anybody off the street.
Right now, we're still under contract with the town of Mount McKinney. So their building inspectors are providing service to the village of Bloomingburg.
And how long is that in effect for?
I don't know if there was a deadline on the contract till either one of us terminate it. Yep. There's a process.
Why would you not make the assumption, maybe you know something that we don't know, but I think you're getting a little slack because there's obviously construction that's planned for, and and assumably if you're going to be following the law, then these inspections are going to be required. Why would you think you would expend less? Units that have occurred in the past couple of years, so that's only a small percentage of what's potentially going to be built. So don't you think, actually, if anything, if building is going to continue, you're going to maybe spend even more money if you're going to be following New York State law to get all the inspections done? This is
100 is only 1/3 or 1/4 of the potential of the size of the development on Winterton Road. So for 100, he pulled in 30 plus 40, but for the next 296, you're gonna be able to do it for,
So you're saying 296 will be built all this year?
that's what you're saying.
No, I'm not saying that.
I don't think even
That's what
some
they're
amount of
saying.
that, even some amount of that.
One at a time, please, yeah.
Is it gonna be more than 100? Because if this
I
last year
don't have a
was
crystal ball.
100 that were mostly renewals, and this is what it costs to get that done.
I don't have a
just
crystal ball.
honestly don't see, this again, it's like some other numbers in here, you just say, I'm like a good number, let's put that one down.
The information that's in the possession of the current board is limited in the ability to answer that. I do believe that over the course of the next few meetings, we'll be able to better address it, but at this time, there's not much we can comment towards what came out yesterday or what's come out over the course of that litigation. Sorry to disappoint everybody.
In interviewing the attorneys,
Mine? Yeah.
when you interviewed the attorneys, did you ask them about any possible conflicts? Like, does he do real estate? Does he work with any realtors? Like R.J. Smith, for one, is on the. His name is linked to the the developer through the homeowners agreement. Is he one of your clients?
He is not.
Okay.
I did ask that question to all the attorneys.
Okay.
I'm happy to get one for you, I did not.
Well, no, I mean,
Yeah.
it should be something that we could see, so we know, so we could say, hey, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense.
And most of them bills were paid already, anyway. They were paid before I took
Or
office.
we should be able to see what.
Absolutely, you can more than,
That's all we're
happy to
talking
see it.
I don't live in there, all I know is I saw the letter that went out to the mayor.
Okay.
And all it says is that it's, you know, it's gonna be going in sometime between 0 and 5 years. It's not gonna be a trailer.
We will get a copy of the
Because
letter,
I think your
hopefully, from
development
somebody, please,
agreement
so
has-
our lawyer can read it, and we'll look
Ma'am,
into it.
it would be irresponsible to comment on it anymore. I'm certainly aware of it now,
Right.
and it just got,
All right, well, that's another issue, and also
Sure.
that issue was thought of in this plan that kind of came out in the paper, right? That was also thought about way back when, right, to allocate sewage to those trailers. And now they have a commitment that it's not gonna be trailers anymore. It's not gonna be mobile homes anymore.
I don't know.
You maybe
Yeah.
should go to the town with that, because they might have to know that.
I went to the town.
Yes.
They know that.
They know that they intend to change
Motion to
the-
close the meeting?
I'll make a motion. Public comment.
Public comments over, we voted.
Well, what about the village trash pickup?
Local government.
I can ask you at the end of the meeting.
That's it, meeting adjourned.
That's how we conduct it, yeah.